Hello guys and welcome back to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. And to the new Spanish speaking fans I'm seeing in the comments, hola, espero que estés bien y bienvenido al Toffee Blues. Once again I'm Greg and I'm going to be giving you my predicted lineup for our cup game against West Ham. Now this is probably the toughest starting lineup I've done this season, minus maybe the first couple where we had no idea where we were going. But obviously we've got a step up in the terms of quality we're facing in the Cup. We're now against another Premier League side who were completely out of pocket at the weekend and managed to pull out a 4-0 win against Wolves, which makes them seem a little bit more of a menacing prospect than anyone might have thought they were beforehand. Obviously West Ham will be having the same sort of conversations as us, the fans and the management. This is another Premier League side. How seriously are they going to take it? Obviously, weekend games are coming up and stamina matters and fitness matters, but this is a big opportunity to start really progressing in this cup and getting through to those later stages. So the question is, obviously we're going to strengthen up again from what we did against Fleetwood. We're making slightly less changes to the start, the first team starting 11 every time, and I reckon we'll take that a step further this time. We'll get closer to our full strength squad, but there's a few players who are hungry and on the fringes that have proved themselves for me enough in cup competitions to stay in this team, and I think they could be incorporated in a way that we're still strong enough to beat West Ham, even if West Ham come with a full complement of players, which I'm not sure they will. I think they'll probably play it about the same, a lot of their first team. But they've been making quite a few changes to their cup teams as well. So whilst I don't think it's something to take lightly this game, I still think we can afford to make one or two changes in not so key areas. So that being said, let's look in the team position by position and see where we are. I think Pickford starts in goal as our first choice keeper. Obviously he started against Fleetwood. He started in the league. He still looks shaky. But with Carlo Ancelotti saying he has confidence in him as a player and as a character, I can't see him being ousted from the squad at all. If he started against Fleetwood, he's going to start against West Ham. Most of the players who were brought in to strengthen against Fleetwood will obviously now stay in and provide that core of first team players. Then's the first real debate. Right back, has John Joe Kenny done enough, or does Coleman come in? And it's a real tough one because I think Coleman has been good, and this is completely a 50-50 for me. Coleman was fantastic for me against Palace, one of our best players, if not our best player. Kenny's been okay. He's been one of the players that hasn't, rocked my world in terms of cup performances, but has also done enough to say, you're in the cup team. But is it too late now in the cup? I think Coleman comes in personally. It would also be quite sweet for Everton fans if, with these crazy links to David Moyes going in for Coleman, to see Coleman play and have a great game and just silence that West Ham contingent of fans who were spouting that nonsense. So for me, it's Coleman at right back, and then the other issue is at centre back. We've been playing Dean at centre back with the injuries to Branthwaite and Holgate really limiting our options in that position. But for this game against Premier League opposition, I'm thinking it's got to be the strongest centre-back partnership we have. For me, obviously, that's Yerry Mina and Michael Keane, the only centre-back partnership we have that consists of actual centre-backs. Obviously, that's going to be tough for stamina, as well as the game coming up. We don't have too many. The fixture list tends to thin out, or it seems to thin out after we play Brighton. A mix of the later stages of the Cup having more spread out fixtures and the odd international break. So Mina and Keane for me. And then at left back, the one of the men who I think really has done enough to say, I am the left back for the Cup. I'm the left back in the situation, and people want to see him play. And it's no surprise would be Nkunku. He's been a star player in every cup team. He's looked fantastic. He's almost unlucky that Luka Dean is there and so quality. But I can see Nkunku definitely keeping his space and being one of those players who retains their position. Then we move into midfield, and it's a whole calamity of questions here. the first person I will put into the puzzle is Delph. It sounds like, in no uncertain terms, Ancelotti almost said at the weekend that Delph and Nkunku would be playing. I don't feel great about it. I'd rather see the midfielders we have on our books. I don't know, not on our books for the future, but the players who I don't want to say Delph has almost been ostracised by the fans from the team, but I don't think anyone wants to see him really come in and be a starter for the team this season. But apparently Ancelotti has trust in him, and it looks like we'll see Delph start. Next to him is the question of Allen or Doucouré, really. I think one of the first teamers will come back in here. For me, I'd go with Allen, and that's who I'm going to say, just because I think we need the more disruptive and enforcing midfielder in that position, especially against a Premier League side. I think we want someone who can really cut off all their lanes of attack and all their passing lanes, and Allen does that more than Doucouré does. So I think Allen and Delph provide not the same sort of partnership as Doucouré and Allen, but it's more similar than if you were to put Delph and Doucouré together. I don't think Delph does Allen's job at all well. And then the real question is who plays more in front. I think Gomez might be dropped. He's not one of these players whose fitness is more questioned, but it's more that we have a couple of players in that position who have done enough recently for me to say they deserve a go or deserve a run out, and that's either Bernard or Sigurdsson. And the question is which one of them goes. Bernard obviously played really well against Fleetwood and then didn't feature at all against Palace. Could it be because he's being saved for this game? And Sigurdsson is doing well as a substitute at the moment. He's coming on. He's a bit of quality. He's the level of substitute we should have, really, as opposed to some of the dross we were bringing on last season to try and make an impact. Sigurdsson is coming on and providing a bit of quality and not shoring up the midfield as much as just providing a continuation of quality in certain positions. But for me, I'm gonna go on completely a whim. It's 50-50. Catch me any other minute, I might say a different name. But I think Bernard here, just because he didn't feature against Palace, I think it would be a good opportunity for him to come in and take that more attacking position and see what he can do. And then maybe Sigurdsson comes on later as a substitute. I'm not sure, but as I say, it could really be either of them, and it could be Gomez. Then the front line, out on the right, I think James is a player we will see rested just because he's so important. There's no reason to be risking him in games like this. I know it's an important game, but West Ham will be physical. James is so important for what we do in the league, and I think we have the quality without him in a game like this to get through. So I would save him and wrap him in cotton wool and put Iwobi out there for now. On the right, he's seeming to feature a bit more, coming back from this, some people are saying an injury or some sort of hiatus in playing. He's coming back and he's featuring a bit more. I prefer him more centrally, but with him and Bernard, they can almost swap roles and mutate that formation as we go forward, and one of them can go out wide and one of them can stay central. It provides us a bit of flexibility as we move forward, especially with who I believe will be out left, Richarlison. As I said, those who came in to bolster against Fleetwood will almost definitely stay in here to continue that core of first team players. And I think with Iwobi, Bernard and Richarlison, it provides us quite a dynamic, flowing movement and counter-attacking potential, attacking potential in general. They can all sort of move along the line and make parallel and diagonal runs to each other, and let Calvert-Lewin do what he's doing best at the moment and just stay between the posts, ready to get his goals. And that's a spoiler as to who I think is up front. Calvert-Lewin. Moise Kean. It's one of the tough ones. It's one of the more emotional choices. I like Moise Kean. I'd like to see him get as many chances as possible, and he is scoring when he started, especially in these cup competitions. But we just need that level up in quality to be able to really progress, because we want to take this cup seriously, right? Moise Kean can definitely feature for a bit longer, especially if we can get a foothold in the game. I'd like to see him come on at 60, 65 minutes as opposed to the last 5-10 minutes of the game. really aid his development a little bit more. So that's how I see the team, maybe. But as I said, this is one of the toughest I've had to do yet. Pickford in goal, a back line of Coleman, Mina, Keenan and Kunku, a midfield of Allen and Delph with a slightly more advanced Bernard, and then a front line of Iwobi, Calvert-Lewin up front, and Richarlison on the left. Let me know how you guys feel about that. Would you have a completely similar first team as to what we play in the league? Make sure we get through this cup. Would you play more of the bit part players? Would you have more of the John Joe Kennys and the Tom Davies in the team? Moise Keane, would you give him another chance? Or would you have some other amalgamation that I haven't even thought of? Let me know in the comments what your team looks like. Let's hope we can really make a push in this competition, and I will see you guys next time.